welcome to the VitaCast episode 40. Yes, we've made it to 40. Woo! Party! Pop the champagne, right, Kyle?
Ah, yeah.
Yeah. Alright, yeah, that was Kyle. Kyle Wakeling. Hi, Kyle.
Hey.
And this is me, Tyler Wolthoff. And doing our recording, as usual, is Yuki. Hi, Yuki. Say hi. Come on, it's episode 40. Oh, okay, whatever, fine. Alright, well, let's just start off with what we've been playing. It's been a pretty busy week for me. I was just at PAX Prime in Seattle, so I got to play some new games, but I'll talk about that later when I talk about PAX Prime. So let's talk about the normal stuff I played. Played some Velocity 2X. That just came out today, so go grab it if you get the chance. I think it's free on Plus. You'll find that out soon when Paul lets us know in the new releases. As well as that, I've been playing Soul Sacrifice Delta. Getting a little further in that. I'm still a noob. There's a lot of things they changed, and it's thrown me off, but it's good changes, so I got to get used to it. Also played some Sword Art Online. I need to play more of it. I've been... Well, being at PAX, I've been pretty busy, so I haven't had the chance to get really deep down inside games. That sounded really bad. But yeah, I think that's it. I'm sure there's something else. I just don't know. But yeah, what about you, Kyle?
Well, my week has mostly been filled with review games. So I played some Danganronpa 2 Goodbye Despair, which my review is now on the site, and I gave it a 5 out of 5. But you should play the first game before you read this review for the second game at least. And you should play the first game definitely before you play the second game. So, yeah, get on that if you haven't. Other than that, I updated my Walking Dead Season 2 review for the last episode coming out. So go read that if you're interested. And I'm working on Sword Art Online. So, yeah, that's my... playing for the week, pretty much.
So you're a busy man.
Yeah, I am a busy man, and it's pretty much all Vita.
Yeah.
I don't even have time for The Last of Us Remastered, which I just bought, Tyler.
Oh, dear Lord. You're going to have to finish SAO. Actually, not yet, because we need to play multiplayer. I don't want you to be way outranked over me.
I think you're probably ahead of me right now, because I had to take those 30 hours for Danganronpa.
Perhaps. What level are you? Do you know?
I think I'm like 110.
You're ahead of me. I think I'm like 105, 106. But, you told me to buy Soul Sacrifice Delta, and I did, and I've been playing it, so you distracted me.
Well, that's not such a bad thing. Soul Sacrifice Delta, I guess I can let you play that instead of Sword Art Online. If it was something dumb, I'd have to fly out there and kick your ass, but... I can forgive you for this one.
Yeah. Well, all right. So that's all we've been playing.
Yeah.
But
there was a couple of reviews that went up during the week, though, that weren't from me. Charlie's review of Velocity 2X just went up today, and he gave it a 5 out of 5 as well. So 2 perfect scoring games in one day. Who would imagine?
Oh, boy.
But, yeah, you guys are going to have to play both of those because they're amazing. And Brad's Counter-Spy review went up. He gave it a 4.5 out of 5. So lots of really good games coming out recently that you should definitely try out or at least read the review for so you know if you want to try it or not.
All right, well, there's a lot of games that I need to play. I've already got Velocity 2X, so I'll be playing the crap out of that some more when I get the chance. And sadly, Kyle's review of Danganronpa 2 is so good that I really want to buy it, and I don't have the money. Damn you, Kyle. And The Walking Dead Season 2, there's a truck driving by. I don't know if you hear that, but there it goes.
Yes, we did.
And they're stopping. Well, just deal with it, people. Walking Dead Season 2, yeah, I need to play more. I've only finished the first episode. But I have all of them downloaded, so I'm ready, right? Yay. Maybe when there's a drought.
Yeah, you need to sit down and play through those because they're really good.
Yeah.
Even though they have issues.
Yeah. Well, speaking of the games I need to play, there's a ton of games that are coming out that I need to play, and Paul is going to let us know what those games are, so take it away with the new releases, Paul.
Hi everyone, it's Paul here, just to go through your weekly releases. As always, we'll start in the North American market, whereas this week the PlayStation Plus games have all changed. So this month you get Velocity 2X and Joe Danger, along with TXK and PlayStation All-Stars, which is a pretty strong lineup. For new games this week, you have Velocity 2X again. If you're not a PlayStation Plus member, you can get it for $19.99. It's cross-buy with the PlayStation 4 version. Joe Danger is $10.99, but again, it's free if you have Plus. Also this week you have Don't Starve, the Giant Edition, which is $14.99. If you are lucky enough to buy the PlayStation 4 version or get it for free earlier this year, it will be free again. Also this week you have Danganronpa 2, Goodbye Despair, which is $39.99. Mahjong Gold, $4.99. Deathmatch Village, which is free to play, but I wouldn't bother, it's not particularly very good. And Warriors Orochi 3 Ultimate, which is $39.99. For European Vita owners, the PlayStation Plus games have changed again, as is the way they do it now, and it's the same games that we have available. So Velocity 2X, PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale, TXK, and Joe Danger. As for games this week, again, Velocity 2X, if you're not a Plus subscriber, you can pick up for £12.99, €15.99 or $23.95, which is available as cross-buy with the PlayStation 4 version. You also have Danganronpa 2, Goodbye Despair, £34.99, €39.99 or $54.95. Disgaea 4, A Promise Revisited, is finally released for us, which is $34.99, $39.99 or $54.95. Don't Starve, the Giant Edition, as mentioned a second ago. For European gamers, it's $11.49, $13.99 or $20.95. Joe Danger will set you back £6.49, €7.99 or $11.95. And we have episode 5 of The Walking Dead Season 2, No Going Back, which is available for £3.99, €4.99 or $7.55. I'll be back next week with next week's releases. Why don't you get in touch and let us know what you bought? Okay, bye.
Thank you, Paul, for letting us know what we can play this week. Like I was saying earlier, there's more games that I'm going to be busy with. So, yeah, I'm going to have no time. No time at all. This is going to get scary when Minecraft comes out for me. And Freedom Wars. And just, oh my gosh. God, I don't know what to do.
I don't know what to do now, Tyler.
Yeah, it's getting crazy. And the PlayStation Plus games that are out, too, are awesome. I mean, we got, PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale. We need to play some more Lounge Play of that. That was pretty fun last time we did that. And what else is there? There's something. Oh, Velocity 2X, I believe, and why am I blanking on it right now? I have it down.
Danger and TXK,
yeah,
Tyler.
That's the one. I haven't downloaded TXK yet, but I'm going to start downloading that after I download my other 20 things I'm downloading. So much stuff. So much stuff. All right, let's get to the news, because we got a few things to talk about, so let's get these out of the way. So first up, Soul Sacrifice Delta gets Freedom Wars DLC and new update. An update issued last week, I believe it was, brings Soul Sacrifice Delta a new set of DLC featuring some Freedom Wars themed content. These new costumes can be yours to wear if you're able to defeat the vicious Dionaya, whatever, 3 times. That said, if you need a bit more motivation, there's always the really cool offerings you can get from breaking the Dionaya's, I can't read that, cursed parts and defeating her. So go grab that DLC. I need to play more of that game, so I'll be looking forward to playing that DLC when I get high enough level. Next up, 10 billion different combinations possible in Gundam Breaker 2. Gundam Breaker 2 is just announced, and we already know there will be 100 playable Gunpla. A list of Gunpla included can be found below. I'm only going to name off a couple of them because there's quite a few. Gundam Ground Type, Gun Cannon, Gof Costume, Blue Destiny Unit 1, Gundam Exia, Gundam Epion, and there's 10 billion different combinations possible that with 100 head parts, 100 body parts, 100 arm parts, 100 leg parts, and 100 backpack parts included in Gundam Breaker 2. Gundam Breaker 2 for PlayStation Vita will release this winter in Japan. Up next, 2 Mega Man PlayStation 1 classics coming to North America. 2 previously unavailable PlayStation 1 classics, Mega Man X4 and X5, are coming to North America as Vita-compatible releases. There will be a little more choice for you starting September 2nd when Mega Man X4 is released as a PlayStation 1 classic compatible with PS3 and Vita and probably PS2, but it wasn't mentioned. This will be followed up by the release of Mega Man X5 on September 9th, which bears the same compatibility notices.
All right, next up, Idea Factory International have announced that they will release Hyperdimension Neptunia Rebirth 2, Sisters Generation in North America and Europe. So Hyperdimension Neptunia Rebirth 1 is only just available, coming out last week, and we are now being treated by Idea Factory International with some amazing news that the second one is coming to the West in both digital and physical versions. Hyperdimension Neptunia Rebirth 2 Sister Generation is a remake of Hyperdimension Neptunia Mark II, which was released originally on the PlayStation 3. The story and battle system are being revamped, and the remake will feature new playable characters. These are the key features of this new version. A bigger party is possible. It's possible now to have a party up to 4 characters and a backup party of another 4 characters. New playable characters include Oracles, which were previously only available in the game as support, and they are now playable. Stella's Dungeon Stella is sort of Scout in Rebirth 2. You send her out to game industry's dungeons, and she might return with useful items. And active animation system characters move and speak more fluidly during events thanks to new active animation system. The remake system, just like the remake system in Rebirth 1, you can use this to gather plans to create items, unlock new dungeons, or alter the difficulty. And disc development is another returning feature. You can create discs to strengthen your characters and improve stats. So good news for Hyperdimension Neptunia fans, as Rebirth 2 Sisters Generation will release in North America and Europe in early 2015, both digital and physical. Look forward to that, guys. Next up, SCEA Studios has announced that their new game, Salt and Sanctuary, will be coming to the PlayStation Vita and PlayStation 4 next year. The 2-person indie studio out of Seattle is making their PlayStation debut with this 2D stylistic, brutal action RPG platformer. In Salt and Sanctuary, you play as a shipwrecked sailor on a bizarre and twisted island. This place sits isolated against never-ending war raging on in the rest of the world. Here, peace can exist in buildings known as sanctuaries where other travelers congregate to take shelter against the violence. Not many details have released concerning the game's story, but they are putting a heavy emphasis on the side-scrolling combat and RPG elements. There will be plenty of weapons available, from swords and shields to crossbows and magical staffs, and players will have to balance their weapon loadouts since everything will have an effect on character movement and agility. SCEA Studios has definitely drawn a lot of inspiration from Castlevania for this dark and brutal platformer, and they also claim the Souls games heavily influenced the game's design. Salt and Sanctuary will be coming exclusively to PlayStation Vita and PlayStation 4 sometime next year. And Benjamin Rivers has announced that his new game, Alone with You, will be coming exclusively to the PlayStation Vita and PlayStation 4 in 2015. Alone with You is a sci-fi adventure game that puts you in the role of the last surviving member of a terraforming colony. The planet you're stranded on is to be destroyed in 1 month, and your only means of escape is a non-functioning escape pod which you need to repair. The problem is the only people who know how to fix it are now dead. Thankfully, you have access to an advanced computer AI that will attempt to recreate the lost members you need to repair the systems and get off the planet. This game will involve a lot of exploration as you go through 6 unique areas in search of the parts you need and the answers to the mysteries surrounding your situation. As you interact with the simulated members of the colony, you will develop relationships and possibly romance. You will work with the computer AI to get the escape pod up and running and hopefully make it off the planet and into safety. Alone with You is very reminiscent of the classic adventure games from LucasArts and SCEA Games, which is a genre that has not seen much love on the Vita so far. It's great to see a game like this come to the system, and we'll bring you more news on Alone with You as it releases.
Alright, next up, Nidhogg is fencing its way onto PlayStation Vita. 2-player fencing fighting game Nidhogg is coming to Vita. Mark Essen from Messoff announced today. Nidhogg was announced for PS4, and today we learned it's coming to Vita. Nidhogg is a two-player fencing fighting game where the ultimate goal is to be eaten by a pink dragon. Nidhogg. Yes, you read that right. Nidhogg is meant to be a party game where you have to fight each other locally or online. There's a built-in tournament mode for 3 to 8 players as well. Players can fight online via Wi-Fi against Vita players or play cross-platforms against PS4 players. The Vita also supports ad hoc mode and even a mode where 2 players can battle on one PlayStation Vita, each using a different stick. Players who want to fight alone or want to practice can fight several AI opponents in the single-player mode as well. Earth Defense Force V2 release date announced. Last week we brought you news that Earth Defense Force V2 will be coming to PlayStation Vita in November. Now we can reveal to you the game's official release date. D3 publisher has revealed that Earth Defense Force V2 will release in Japan on November 27th. This updated version of the PSP title Earth Defense Force 2 Portable will feature a new Air Raider class, updated graphics, and online 4-player co-op. Next up, One Piece Pirate Warriors 3 headed to PlayStation Vita. Bandai Namco has revealed that One Piece Pirate Warriors 3 will be coming to PlayStation Vita, PlayStation 4, and PlayStation 3 in Japan. Information for this title is thin on the ground, but we are told that more will be revealed at the Tokyo Game Show, which takes place from the 18th until the 21st of September.
All right, next up. In a recent post on the PlayStation blog concerning Sony's presence at PAX Prime, the listed schedule clearly notes that the unfinished Swan will be playable on the PlayStation Vita. That schedule has since been changed to remove Unfinished Swan from the list. However, a trailer on the Japanese PlayStation channel has backed the legitimacy of the Vita version with the PlayStation Vita logo embedded in the video. Hopefully an official confirmation is right around the corner, but if the game is already being shown off in trailer form, it's a safe bet that it's coming soon on the Vita. Luke Bernard seems to have been very busy. Not content with bringing Reaper, a free-to-play RPG title, to the Vita, he's also been working with Desert Ashes, a turn-based strategy title which will also be free-to-play. Talking to the EU PlayStation blog, Luke told us that we can expect from the game, which will feature support for the Vita and the upcoming PlayStation TV. He told the blog, quote, "Now a bit of information on the online multiplayer. The local is pretty straightforward. Sit on the couch with your friend and play on your PlayStation TV. Once you've taken your turn, you don't have to wait for your opponent to make his move if you're busy doing other things. For example, if there are different timers you can set before you can declare victory on your opponent if they take too long. There will be 5 minutes, 20 minutes, 8 hours, and 24 hours. Also, with the online multiplayer, you can play on your Vita while you're out and then continue your match exactly where you left off at home. Another exciting aspect are the perks available to customize your army. For example, the Fort Toughness perk will add 20% defense to all allied units at a structure. The Vampire perk will convert 20% attack damage to HP between 10 p.m. and 5 a.m., and the list goes on. Now that I just mentioned times, in Desert Ashes, each time you take a turn, an hour will pass in the game. For example, at night, because of the low temperature, all the water will start to freeze, and that will entirely change the battlefield. I really want to communicate, to be vocal about what they want in this game. There aren't that many turn-based strategies out on the PS Vita, and we want you guys to tell us what you want. That means level designs, ideas, and even skins for your army. Be vocal, and we'll be listening. That's what we want to do with this title. It's give you guys lots of updates once it's out, based on what you want. So there you go. You've heard it first. It looks like they are actually taking ideas and requests for their new game. So if you're interested in, I believe it's Desert Ashes, then let them know what you want.
Yeah, it's pretty cool of them to do that. So
I love when developers like jump out and they're like, hey, what can we do to make this better, or what can we do differently that you guys would like, and then they actually take the advice from the community.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So bug them, people.
Definitely. And next up, Adam Latz from the SNK Playmore tool to the PlayStation blog to proudly announce that the classic run and gun title Metal Slug 3 would be hitting PlayStation platforms in the coming months. He says, quote, "This masterpiece is SNK's emblematic 2D run and gun shooting game series still continues to fascinate millions of fans worldwide to this day for its simple yet intuitive controls, refined game balance and game volume, branching paths, and intricate dot pixel graphics. And aiming to and aiming for some of the highest level quality of Neo Geo emulation seen on PSN yet, coupled with a set of online features the PlayStation user base and fans of the series truly deserve. We look forward to releasing the most highly revered title in the Metal Slug series together with Sony in the coming months. End quote. So it looks like it's coming, but they don't have a date. Even so, we'll of course keep updated on that and bring you news and details as we have them.
All right, next up, visual novel VA11 Hall A targets PlayStation Vita release. A visual novel about bartending in a cyberpunk setting has been announced for PlayStation Vita release by Supan Games. VA11 Hall A, read as Valhalla, puts players in the body of Jillian, the bartender behind the bar for which this game is named. The namesake bar is a crap hole in the futuristic urban center of someone's cyberpunk nightmare, whereas the player will be able to interact with the customers and make drinks. Depending on how well you serve your customers, you'll alter the plot line of the game and be able to experience different situations and events. Developer Wolf Game hasn't announced a date for the PlayStation Vita version of the game yet, so look out for that. Next up, new color announced for Japanese Slims, light pink/white. The pre-Tokyo Game Show Sony keynote had quite a bit of good news for Vita owners inside, including the surprise announcement of a light pink-white PlayStation Vita model to complement the large amount of Otom games they've been releasing over there. Otom games being directed at women, not men. The light pink-white model will be available on November 13th in Japan or via import for the standard Vita hardware price of 19,980 yen, which is roughly $192 US. So if you're looking for a pink Vita for your girlfriend or something, boom. Or your wife, there you go. Or your daughter. Yeah. Go for it. It looks pretty cool. PlayStation Vita firmware version 3.30 to add themes. That's right, folks. Announced at the pre-Tokyo Game Show Sony keynote, it looks like firmware version 3.30 will bring themes to the mix. These themes include background pictures, icons for the default apps, and live screen music to alter the look of your PlayStation Vita. The announced themes included Danganronpa, Freedom Wars, Orochi Contained Bloodlines, and Phantasy Star Nova. This update hasn't been dated, but likely it isn't set to drop too far into the future. So, yeah, it looks pretty cool. You should check out some of the screenshots that we have on the site. I'm definitely excited for that because Freedom Wars looks so cool. Yeah!
Done girling out yet?
Yep.
Alrighty. Bandai Namco Games has announced a new God Eater release coming to PlayStation Vita and PlayStation 4 next year. During the pre-TGS keynote for PlayStation, it was announced that an enhanced version of God Eater 2, called God Eater 2 Rage Burst, will be coming to the PlayStation Vita and PlayStation 4 in 2015. And just so you can start drooling now, they dropped a teaser trailer for us to gawk at, which is available on the site if you're interested. With God Eater 2 Rage Burst set to drop in Japan next year, we'll be sure to update you as more news on the title is released. And another new game announcement, a new Wise game, or Ease game, however you want to pronounce that, was announced during the pre-Tokyo Game Show PlayStation keynote and is coming to PlayStation Vita and PlayStation 4 as well. Not much is known about the game, or even what it's named for that matter, and the logo shown on the keynote simply says, setting the stage for the next Wise, or Ease, with finally appearing in 2015 underneath it. According to Jimatsu, however, the game is set in the Goth Sea, an archipelago of South Korea. Playing as Adol Kristen, players will experience a new story in a land buried under the sea and forgotten by the people. Sounds to me like they're introducing a brand new entry to the series, and we'll be sure to keep you updated with the official word on this game announcement as it develops farther. And Marvelous Inc. has announced that Senran Kagura Estival Versus will be coming to PlayStation Vita and PlayStation 4 this March.
And Kyle screams.
Yeah, pretty much, internally. While initially thought to be a PlayStation 4 only release due to the wording during the pre-TGS keynote, both Jimatsu and a recent tweet translated from Japanese have confirmed that the game will be coming to PlayStation Vita as well. Senran Kagura Estival Versus is set to launch in Japan on March 26th, the standard edition priced at 79.80 yen, and the limited edition priced at 13,800 yen.
Oh yeah.
All we need is that Localization.
Get on it, Exceed.
Yeah, as soon as you guys are done with all this, Senran Kagura Shinobi Versus releases, then you can go back and, just, do that one. No big deal, right?
Yeah.
Right, guys?
Copy paste.
Copy paste.
That's how it works, right?
I don't think so, Tyler.
Well, my whole life it's been a lie. Anyways. Next up, Extension Chronicle of the Godslayer announced for PlayStation Vita. Playdeck's award-winning digital game Extension Chronicle of the Godslayer is coming to PlayStation Vita. The title is a deck-building game which was released on iOS in 2011 and was received fairly well by gamers and critics. In a post on the EU blog, Playdeck's community manager Shyla Schofield said, quote, "With this release, we have some very interesting features that we are working on that you are sure to love. One of the features that we will be able to offer with this release is cross-platform connectivity." Yep, you read that right. With cross-platform connectivity, you'll be able to connect to other players and play against them regardless of what device they are playing on. So you know that that friend who loves playing on their tablet device, you will be able to play with them. You know that friend who seems like they have their phone attached to their hand at all times, you'll be able to play with them. Basically, any device that runs Extension, you will be able to connect with them. This means that you will have a much larger pool of gamers to connect with, and you will hopefully have more available games to join than you will know what to do with. End quote. We don't have any solid release details at this time, but we understand that we can expect the game in 2015. Japanese Vita owners to get UMD passport service in September. Sony's pre-TGS show has thrown up a few nice surprises for the Vita already, and another one reported by hardcore gamers that there will be a UMD passport service available for 250 unreleased titles from September 17th. Hardcore gamers said that no other details were mentioned other than it being connected to PlayStation Plus, nor was there any news on the likelihood of this appearing in the West. We think this would be a great initiative for Western PSP gamers that have not yet made the jump to Vita, but Sony have previously indicated that it won't be coming our way. Next up, new Luminous Art game revealed with screens and trailer. Marvelous announced at Sony Computer Entertainment Japan Asia's press conference today that a new Luminous Art game called Luminous Art Infinity will be coming to the PlayStation Vita. With producer Yoshifumi Hashimoto at the helm, we are told that songs will play an important part in this title. Little else was revealed about the title, but you can take a look at some screens of the game in the announcement trailer below, so go check the site if you want to check those out, because I can't show you those.
I just want to do a little clap for Tyler saying that Japanese name properly.
Yeah, I'm bowing right now.
Good work, good work.
Thank you.
Have you been practicing, Tyler?
No, it actually just looked kind of easy to say.
It's all good, it's all good. All right, moving on with the news, the last couple bits here. Developer-publisher Spike Chunsoft, the team behind the familiar Danganronpa and Conception series, has revealed a teaser of their latest project, Way of the Samurai, at the PlayStation pre-TGS keynote. This is a brand new entry in the long-running Samurai series, this time with our primary focus on Vita. Though no other news has been announced, we'll be sure to keep you posted if and when more emerges on Way of the Samurai. And lastly, Wilderness is a game which is currently in development by Soto and will be appearing on PC in addition to PlayStation Vita release. Currently slated to arrive in 2015, the game features and is said to have considerable replay value. We don't have any more details at this time, but we'll let you know as soon as we do. And that's it for news.
Oh boy.
Oh boy indeed, Tyler. Oh boy indeed.
So yeah, let's go straight into talking points. Let's get to this. A lot of news.
All right. So as usual, our first talking point is announced or released games that we're looking forward to from the week. So what has been announced or released that you're looking forward to, Tyler?
Well, your review of Danganronpa 2, I was talking about that earlier, has made me really want that. So when I get paid, I think, this Friday, if I have enough money, I'm definitely going to go grab a physical copy of that game because I beat the first one, and I've got to play the second one now, especially since you say it's better, so I'm going to test that, Kyle.
Good man. Go get it. Support that Spike Chun sauce. Get us some Danganronpa 3.
Yeah. Or the shooter, the last episode, or what is it? Is that it?
Huh?
The shooter? Which one is the shooter?
Oh, another episode.
That's right. You're like, what the hell are you talking about? Yeah, that. Anyways, I'm also pretty excited to learn more about Nidhogg. That game looks very interesting and goofy, and I could see some funny videos with Kyle and I trying to destroy each other. If Kyle gets the game, I don't know if he's interested in it or not, but
I'll get it to battle you, Tyler.
well, there you go. We got videos coming. Also, One Piece Pirate Warriors 3. I still need to play more of One Piece Unlimited World Red. That game's pretty fun, so I'm glad that they're making the next one come to the Vita as well. So I'll have to get that one. Freedom Wars, you already know I'm super excited for that. There's a ton of games. There's a ton. We're so busy. What about you, Kyle?
Oh, so many of these games look so good to me. Well, Danganronpa 2 I already have, so I can't say it. I'm looking forward to that. It was great, and you guys should all go buy it. But the other ones that are announced that are coming out that I'm looking forward to, I've only just scratched the surface of Hyperdimension Neptunia Rebirth 1, but I'm kind of looking forward to the second one already. So there's that. Nice. I'm looking forward to kicking your ass at Nidhogg.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
I'm definitely looking forward to seeing if they do anything with these visual novels regarding the West. I know a lot of them, especially the anime ones, don't necessarily come over here, but they've, like, I think that Valhalla is an anime based, so maybe that one will come over. I don't know. I just want more visual novels.
Isn't that the one that's from the Seattle developers? Or is that a different one?
Maybe I'm confusing them. I don't know. There's just so many games.
Valhalla is definitely coming here.
Okay, well, there you go. I'm getting that. So I'm excited for that. God Eater 2 Rage Burst. That kind of interests me. I tried to get into God Eater Burst, I believe it was, the one that they released free on Plus, and I couldn't. But I'm thinking maybe if they, updated it and tailored it more towards Vita, I would enjoy it a little more.
Yeah.
So that's kind of interesting. Pardon me?
How about releasing the other one already that's out over here?
Yeah, I haven't played that one either.
Yeah. They need to make it come over here.
They need to bring them.
All of them. Bring all the games. How about
Just bring all the games.
Yeah.
We don't care if they're Japanese. Just issue an update later with the translation. We'll take them in Japanese for now. Also, the other ones that I'm interested in are obviously the new Ys game. I'm super excited for that. I loved Memories of Celceta, so whatever they bring out, I'll probably get it, and I'll probably end up playing it on both Vita and PS4, just because I want to see how good it looks. Senran Kagura Estival Versus, I don't even have to say, pretty much. So there's that. And I'm actually looking forward to what they're going to do with that Way of the Samurai game. So kind of got my eye on that with that teaser.
Nice.
So yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to. But that's just this week and what we can talk about from this week. Because as Tyler said, Freedom Wars and all these other games that are on my list and I'm never going to have the money for. And when I do get the money for, are going to go in my backlog.
Yep.
Yeah, so lots of games. Anyway, speaking of Freedom Wars, this kind of moves into our next talking point. PAX Prime, Tyler. What games did you play? What did you see? What was awesome? Tell us about it.
Oh, boy. So I got the opportunity to go to PAX, as Kyle was saying, and got to play a few games that have not released yet, and whew, I'm excited. First, I'll talk about Freedom Wars. Freedom Wars is so good. Oh my gosh. I'm going to sound like a little girl that's all super excited right now, because that game is just so good. It plays really smooth. It's really quick to understand. It looks really good graphically, and the only problem maybe was the camera for a little bit, but that was because it was my first run. I played it like 3 times, and basically the setup at the booth was 4-player co-op. Everyone has the same mission, go take out 3 abductors and save, I think, 2 citizens or 3 citizens. No, 2, because the 3rd abductor doesn't have any citizen. It's just like an abductor to just murder you. It just has giant guns on it that it's going to take you out with. So I played that, and it was just so good. I ran in there. Didn't really know how. The guy that was talking to me was from Sony. He was kind of running through the controls really quickly as we're running in to fight these giant things. So I was like, oh god, oh god, oh god, here we go. And I kept accidentally healing myself, which was kind of embarrassing. But if you watch the video, you'll notice I like turn green a lot. It's because I keep hitting circle to heal myself, and I was trying to keep hitting square or whatever to fight, but I was getting them mixed up. Anyways. That game's awesome. So if you're still unsure about Freedom Wars, there's a video I posted of me playing. They didn't let me get too close with the camera, so it's a little far, but yeah, there's trailers. You need to go check it out. That game was awesome, and I wish Sony would advertise it more, because that game deserves to be on TV. It deserves attention. Show it at a football game. Be like, this is coming to the Vita, people. Get excited. But they won't do that, so it's a little disappointing. So I hope Freedom Wars does really well, because that game is awesome. So enough of Freedom Wars. I also played Hotline Miami 2, Wrong Number. It's more Hotline Miami, so if you were interested in the first one and enjoyed the first one, the second one's going to be just as good. They added some new unique weapons. There's that guy that does like, it's hard to explain over a podcast, but he basically has 2 Uzis, and he kind of like shoots left and right. I just did the motion with my hands, even though I know you can't see me. But yeah, it's the same gameplay as the original. So I mean, like I was saying, if you played the first one, grab the second one. I enjoyed it. I died a lot. There's a video as well, just like Freedom Wars. But this one's a little closer. You might be able to see it better, but you get to see me die a lot. So yeah. And probably one of the most anticipated games that a lot of people are talking about and wondering what's going on, Minecraft. I got my hands on that finally, and it's pretty awesome. It's Minecraft on the go. It's like the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3 version. It looks really good. I did experience some frame rate issues, and that was when I was like running around exploring new areas. It seemed that it was trying to load stuff a lot, but keep in mind this is not the final version. I don't think it's the final version of any of these games, so there's a lot of stuff that could change when the final version is released. So 4J Studios, the guys behind making this game for the Vita, they're still in bug testing, so the odds of stuff changing are pretty high. So yeah, I dug down a little bit and ran around, and stuff didn't lag as much, but there was an occasional pop-in frame rate issues. But other than that, it was Minecraft on the go, and I was enjoying it a lot. So I played that a few times, and like the other games, there's a video, so go check it out on the site, on our YouTube channel. All these videos posted, so go have a watch and see if it's interesting to you. I'm really interested, and I'm really excited for Minecraft. So Kyle already knows. He's like, I don't even care. He probably already tuned out when I started talking Minecraft.
Huh? What?
Yep,
Freedom
yep.
Wars?
Yeah. But anyways, there's a couple more games I played. Tales of Hearts R. This is upcoming RPG. It is so good. Kyle is definitely going to have to get this one. It kind of reminds me of Yee's Memories of Celceta, but more centered battle, I guess. I'm there. Yeah, it's like it's the same like battle thing of like, you know how Yee's where you can run around and fight enemies.
Yep.
But this one's more like Final Fantasy, where it's the screen will like shatter and you'll be into a battle, so you can't really like free roam battle, but you can still run around within the battle circle, I guess. If that makes sense.
So it's kind of like Pokemon. So you roam around until you get an encounter, and when an encounter happens, you like go into a battle.
Right, but then the battle is free running around, so you use square to attack, you can run around, you can dodge, stuff like that. But you're stuck inside the battle arena, I guess. So yeah. But it looks really good. It's really colorful. The graphics are so good. I was really surprised. When I saw the graphics, I was like, yes, this is what the Vita can do. because Ys Memories of Celceta I think is a really good game. It looks pretty good, but I don't think it looks amazing. I don't know if you agree with me, Kyle, but I think it looks like they could have done some more work on the Ys Memories of Celceta game.
I agree. It doesn't look amazing, but for what they did, it looks okay, and it plays really well. So that was the big thing for me, was that it didn't have to look great as long as it played well, and it looked okay. It didn't look horrible or anything. So
yeah. Well, Ys Memories of Celceta looks flippin' amazing.
You mean Tales of R?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Tales of Hearts are. Yeah. You should watch the video. I don't know if you've watched it yet, Kyle, but...
Oh, I've watched all your videos, Tyler. I got to get all that Vita news.
Even Minecraft. Did you watch Minecraft?
Well, I actually did kind of watch the first Minecraft video, but I didn't watch the second one.
Gotcha. Yeah, Tales of Hearts are, though. It looks really good. I had a lot of fun with it. I didn't really know what was going on because the demo, like, I was just in a desert, and I just started walking towards this giant worm-like monster and started fighting it. I was like, all right, here we go, boss. Day one. But my first run through, I beat the boss. The video, I don't think I show myself beating the boss. But yeah, I beat it. It was pretty easy. But yeah, also I was reading the translations. They seemed pretty spot on. I could hear their voices, but I couldn't really because there was a lot of people talking, and the whole weekend Sony was having problems with their headsets. It seemed like they didn't really have a good setup to get the headsets plugged in because they kept unplugging on the Vitas, which was kind of frustrating. But other than that, everything seemed pretty good. So if Tales of Hearts R was on your list or wasn't on your list, it should be on your list, and you should be more excited now if it is on your list because that is a fun game. So I'm really looking forward to that. Next. That was all on day one. Day two, there's a couple games I played, but they weren't on the Vita. They were, I think, on PC. First up, though, Dragonfin Soup. So, Dragonfin Soup is a turn-based tactical RPG with roguelike elements. It's hard to explain exactly what it is, but think of... Oh, God, I just forgot of it. Rainbow Moon, there we go. Rainbow Moon, where you run around on a grid-like format. You know, you can go left, right, up, down... directions. But yeah, it's very similar. When you move around, the enemies on the screen will move, so you can just sit there and not move and just think about what you want to do and nothing will happen, which is kind of nice because the game can actually go pretty quick. I found that when you start running around and everyone else starts moving, it's like, oh my god, people are coming towards me, oh crap, here we go, and the battle starts. So if you want to slow down and stop and just think about what you're going to do, you can. But anyways, you play as like Little Red Riding Hood. She's kind of an alcoholic, so it's a more twisted story, fairy tale story. It's very unique. It looks really good graphically. There's a crafting system. Everything's procedurally generated, but there's a story. I think they told me it's about 30 hours to complete roughly, and I'm not really sure what kind of level that would be like if you're really good or if you're decent or if you're bad at the game. So, and that's just I think the main story. That's not including side mission stuff. So the game is pretty hefty for what they're doing, and I think there's only 5 guys behind the game. So yeah, and it looks really good. And they said that everything's going to look basically the same on the Vita when they get it to the Vita. So I'm looking forward to this game a lot. There's a trailer that I posted on the site if you want to check out the trailer, if you want to learn more about it. So I didn't really know what to expect, and I'm actually really excited for it now. So I'll be getting that one day one. And I'm not really the biggest into tactical RPGs, but that game sold me, so I'm going to grab it. Next, I saw Hand of Fate. This is a card building or deck building game that comes to life. So imagine having a deck building game, and then when certain cards are dealt to you, you actually have to act those out. And it's a 3D action fighting style game, so you become this dude with a sword and a shield, and you run around hacking and slashing people. And then you'll go back to the card element and continue building your deck and go right back to fighting people again. So it's really interesting. I'm not the biggest card deck building person. I mean, I played Monster Monpiece, and that's like that, the card building and stuff, and that game is awesome. I reviewed it, so go check that out if you haven't. But I was really interested in how they're going to combine a card game and then bring it to life and make everything flow. And it flowed. So you start off getting, it's kind of like a linear story type thing. You get a card, the dealer will hand you a card and you'll read it and it will, continue your journey. Then you'll get another card and you'll continue your journey. And then there'll be like 3 cards and you get to pick your route. So you don't have to keep going through like a straight line of cards. You could go up or down, and you could actually decline to do the card thing. So the card could pop up and be like, I'm trying to think of it, an example. I don't know if this is actually in the game. I'm just going to make it up. But basically, it could be like there's a big enemy with 3 other enemies. They're all pretty strong. Do you wish to take them on? And you could say yes or no. And if you say yes, you could end up killing them all and getting some better cards for you, like armor, weapons, stuff like that. Or you could just avoid it and not get anything and go to the next card. So. And the goal is basically to defeat 12 bosses. So you're going to want to have a really good person to go take out these bosses. So, skipping something could be bad or could be good. Because if you lose or die, it will just be bad to you. It won't actually end your progress. It'll just be like, well, you failed that card, so you didn't get anything and you lost some life and all that. So it's very strategic. It's very interesting. It looks really good graphically, and I was playing on PC, and I talked to them about that. I was like, is there anything that they're going to dumb down and make the Vita version less as good as the PC and console versions? And they said that what you see here is pretty much what the Vita version is going to have and look like. There's going to be slight changes with the graphics, but they're aiming to make it pretty spot on, and the game looks really good graphically. So if it looks anywhere close to what the PC and console versions are doing, then I'm going to be pretty happy, because the game was awesome, and I wanted to keep playing. But I played for like a half an hour, and the girl that was talking to me was, telling me everything that was going on while I was playing, and I wanted to keep playing, but there was other people that needed to play, so I bounced off of it. So that game is very interesting, so I'm definitely going to have to check that one out when we learn more about it. Oh man, there's still a lot to talk about. Alright, so yeah, that was day 2. Day 3, I got to check out some more stuff. Natural Doctrine. This is another tactical RPG, turn-based style. I didn't really know too much about it. I played it for maybe 15-20 minutes. All they had was a tutorial, and the tutorial was kind of long and slow, but I went through it. It's very challenging. I can see that happening because there's just a lot of elements that you have to learn. But if you're really into tactical RPGs, then I would recommend it for you, because it looks really good graphically. There's unique gameplay, and it's actually pretty well acted. There's good voiceovers, and it's English voiceover. So if you're into the English VO, then there you go. It will. It won't disappoint you, from what I heard. Like I was saying earlier, they were having problems with their mics or their headsets, so I was trying my best to listen to it. This game was cutting out a lot because of the headset. But yeah, it's very interesting. You should check out the video I did. My friend actually was playing. I was doing the recording that time, but since she hadn't played it, I was like, hey, why don't you play it? I've already played the tutorial a couple times, so see how you do. So I recorded her playing that. But yeah, you move in between boxes, and that will trigger the enemy. Or you move in like box setups. It's kind of hard to explain, but you have like square tiles similar to a regular tactical RPG, but you can move within those squares. But the second you cross one of the lines to another square, that will like move to the next person's turn. So you have to be careful with all your strategy, and you basically set up people in strategic points to attack enemies. So there's people that are ranged, like they have. I think there's guns. I could be wrong. It could be bow and arrows, but you set them up. You can have people that have distance, so you can shoot people. You can have your typical like knights with the swords and the shields running up for close combat, and it's all about strategy, putting them in the right place, and making sure you do the right thing. You can also link people up to attack simultaneously. So there's a lot to the game, and I was only playing the tutorial, so I only learned some of the basics. So there's still a lot more to learn about this game. So look for more about that soon. But yeah, I liked it. I'm not sure if I'm going to grab it day one, but I'll definitely check it out if there's a demo, and if it grabs me more, then I will definitely be grabbing it. So, other than that, I played some Murasaki Baby. This is this touch-based game where you control, or you don't control her, but you guide a baby through a very unique world with lots of hazards around that are trying to pop her little balloon and kill her and scare her and do all this stuff to make you lose. So I wasn't really sure about it because I'm not the biggest touchscreen type of person. I mean, I'm not a mobile phone gamer, and touchscreen stuff just irritates me. So I was a little hesitant to give this one a shot and see if I'd actually like it, but I did, and it's actually pretty good. The controls are very easy and intuitive. You put your finger in front of her, and she'll grab your finger, and you can drag her, basically guide her through the world. And there'll be different hazards around that you need to use different elements of the touchscreen and the rear touch to get out of there. So, like, there'll be fire, and you'll swipe the back touchscreen to change this, like, the mood, I guess is what they were saying. So, like, you'll have one mood that's dark, like a purplish, bluish, dark background, and if you start tapping the back touchscreen, it'll actually start raining. So there can be fire that will pop her balloon if the fire is there, so you'll have to make it rain, and not with money, with actual rain, and make the fire go away. Then you can continue your journey. There's also like monsters that there's these like flying pins or whatever that would try to pop your balloon, so you'd have to touch them with your the front touch to get them to go away. And yeah, and there's a lot to it. So it looks really good graphically. It's very strange. It's very Tim Burton-esque feeling. So yeah, I would definitely actually give this one a shot because I really enjoyed it. So, and like Natural Doctrine, there's a video that I posted. So if you want to check out some gameplay of me playing, or I don't think it was me playing. Yeah, I think my friend was playing. I played it after her. But yeah, go check out the video if you're interested in it. I'm probably going to go grab it because I had fun playing it. And last but not least, I got to test out PlayStation TV, and they were showcasing Danganronpa 2. So yeah, here we go. They were also using the PlayStation 4's DualShock 4 controller, so that was pretty cool. But yeah, it was very interesting. I haven't played Danganronpa 2 except for at PAX, so I was a little disappointed that they had that game playing there because I don't think that's the game they should be showcasing as something for the PlayStation TV. That's just my personal opinion. Danganronpa 2, like Kyle's review says, is really good. I'm not saying that the game's not good. I'm just saying that that game is probably not the best to showcase what PlayStation TV is all about. Because Danganronpa 2 is more story. You just hit X and then go to the next dialogue spot, and then you do your little battles, which they didn't even have there because it was like the prologue that I was playing, and that's about as far as I could go. So not the best demo, I think, to be showing off it. But other than that, it worked really well. It was pretty awesome. I don't know what the size of the TV they had there, but it was a decent sized TV, not super big. It was probably 40 something, maybe 30 something, high 30s. I don't know. But yeah, it was Dangan on the go, or not on the go, on the big screen, and it looked really good. I didn't see any pixelation. The controls, obviously, all I had to do really was hit X, so that's kind of, like I said, it was just, I don't think they should have had that game there for the demo. But yeah, it looked good, so if you're wanting to play Dangan on the big screen, then there's your option. It ran really well. I didn't notice any input lag from me hitting X and the next dialogue thing going up, because that's all I could do. But yeah. It's not really much more I can say about it, because I wish, like I was saying, I wish they had another game to show, because if they had like maybe Borderlands 2 or Killzone Mercenary or Tearaway, or something that uses more of the Vita's controls, or something that actually uses more controls, I could see it being, I could judge it more, but I can't. So yeah, that was my time at PAX. A lot of fun. lot of new stuff to try out, and there's a ton of videos, like I was saying, on our YouTube channel. So if there's any of the games that you are very interested in about, like Tales of Hearts R, Minecraft, Freedom Wars, Natural Doctrine, Murasaki Baby, go check them out. PAX is over. Yay!
Okay, here's a question for you, Tyler.
What's up?
Okay, other than Freedom Wars and Minecraft, which you've been talking about forever anyway, what was your favorite game to lay your hands on?
Ooh, good question. Yeah, it's between Tales of Hearts R and Murasaki Baby.
Really?
Yeah. Like I was saying, Murasaki Baby I wasn't really too hyped on because it's touch-based, and I'm not the biggest touch-based person, but they were actually kind of smart at PAX. They left the demo like on a cliffhanger, kind of. So like, I'm not going to spoil it, but basically, whenever you finish the demo at the show, it kind of like goes into a title screen, like Murasaki Baby comes out, blah blah blah, and it's like, I wanted to keep playing because so it's very unique. And then Tales of Hearts are just, I love RPGs, and it looks really good graphically. I like the gameplay style of it, like running around and fighting and whatnot. I wish I knew more about it because, like I said, they kind of threw me in at a random point. I didn't know what was going. I guess it was actually kind of good because I didn't know what was going on in the story. I didn't know anything. I just started fighting a boss, so I guess that was kind of good. So now I'm still in the dark about what's going to happen. So it's kind of cool. But yeah, both of those games were probably my. Besides Minecraft and Freedom Wars.
Of course.
Because if you told me to choose between those, Freedom Wars was my game of PAX. That game is so good. Huh.
You heard it first here, people. Freedom Wars is the game of PAX.
Yeah. So, now that I've talked, you're out. Probably go to the next thing unless you want to talk more about PAX. Maybe you're jealous.
Well, I am jealous, and I'm going to try and make it next year. So look forward to that. Me bugging the hell out of you.
Can't wait.
But yes, we should move on to the next talking point, which is the pre-TGS PlayStation keynote, which was Sony Computer Entertainment Japan and Asia, and it was the Japanese sector, I believe, that was actually doing the conference. So a lot of people said, they're going to focus on PlayStation 4 and there's not going to be any Vita stuff and blah, blah, blah. And they were proven wrong because this is all the Vita stuff I caught, and there's a ridiculous list here. So, and I didn't catch everything either. So there's obviously stuff missing here, and there might even be a couple of mistakes because they were just throwing titles at us like crazy. So here's what was at the pre-TGS keynote. Bakumatsu Rock, Ciel no Surge Offline, Danganronpa Another Episode, Way of the Samurai, Phantasy Star Nova, Gundam Breaker 2, The Irregular Magic High School Out of Order, Dengeki Bunko Fighting Climax, M3, Nisekoi Wedding, La Mulana EX, IAVT Colorful, Samurai Warrior Chronicles 3, Airship Q, Torque L, Demo, a new neo-romance title, a new Tuhu project title, a new Uta no Prince Sama title, Senran Kagura Estival Versus, Luminous Arc Infinity, God Eater 2 Rageburst, and a new Ease game, which is unnamed. So that's like 23 titles right there that are, coming to Vita. Some of those are announcements like Demo, God Eater 2, Luminous Arc Infinity, Senran Kagura, Ease. So there's lots of stuff coming. Obviously, this is Japan, but hopefully we'll see some of that. And along with those games that were announced, there was also some other stuff that was announced, including a new firmware update, version 3.30, which will include themes. And the themes they showed off were Freedom Wars, Danganronpa Another Episode, Phantasy Star Nova, and Arashika Tainted Bloodlines. So all those will be, I assume, available at release. And in other Vita news, they announced a new color for the Vita 2000, which Tyler talked about earlier. The light pink white hits on November 13th. They announced laser-engraved Danganronpa Vitas and PlayStation TV coming. By order only, it seems, and within Japan. So if you've got a Japanese buddy, get him to order you one and then send it to you. And the Live from PlayStation app, which is coming this autumn, so you'll be able to watch live streams from PS4 on your Vita this autumn. And over 100 titles launching before March. And this is, I assume, in the Japanese region, although if you look at my list on the forum, there's over 100 titles launching in North America as well. So there you go.
There was a ton. A lot more than I think a lot of people expected.
A lot more than I expected. I was really not expecting all that at all. I was expecting maybe some of the bigger name titles that they've talked about before. So Danganronpa, another episode, Phantasy Star Nova, maybe even the irregular Magic High School. Definitely something like Samurai Warriors Chronicles 3, and then maybe like one or two, new titles that they were going to show off. But they blew it out of the water. It was amazing, and yeah, I wish that Sony Computer Entertainment from other regions would show this support.
Yeah. Needless to say, there's a lot to talk about.
There was, and there's a lot that they've given us to think about and do that localization begging for. So
yep.
Get on it, Tyler. We're going to have to be vigilant this time because we've got a huge list.
Yeah. How about that the theme thing? Are you excited about that?
I am and I'm not. It depends. I'm not a big fan of certain theme ideas. I'd like to have maybe the Danganronpa theme with the background and the music, but I'm hoping maybe you can switch off the icon changes or select maybe only certain parts of things, because I don't think I want to change my icons to themed icons. That would just probably bother me. And of those 4 that they've announced, I think definitely the Danganronpa theme looks the best, although the Freedom Wars theme looks pretty good too.
Yeah, you know what? I think it'd be kind of cool if they could mix and match. That's kind of somewhat of what you were saying, having the Freedom Wars themes, but then having the Danganronpa music playing.
That would be cool. Or even if you could turn it on and then have some things turned off. So you could go, okay, I want the Danganronpa theme, but I don't want the icons, or I don't want the wallpaper, and just turn that part off. That would be cool too.
Yeah, I guess we'll have to wait and see.
Some more customization other than the customization they're giving us, pretty much.
Right.
Yeah.
We're so picky, Kyle.
I know we are.
We get something and we already want more.
The more they give us and the more options they give us, the more likely we are to buy stuff to fill in those holes. So it works out for them too.
Yeah, what they need to do, this is kind of off topic but similar, avatars. They don't have a section in the store to get them on the Vita.
There's a lot of weird stuff like that you can only do this or that on Vita or PS3 or PS4, and avatars is definitely one of those things that kind of made me mad. I had to go onto PlayStation 3 to switch my avatar to that squirrel that I'm rocking.
Yeah, it's a little frustrating. Yeah, if I changed my, I think the Tearaway one. Actually, no, I don't think it is. I don't think you can download the Tearaway one, the one that's for the Vita, on the Vita. I don't think you can. I don't remember. Anyways, they need to add a section in the store. I don't see why they haven't yet. They would sell more. I mean, they're just missing out on money because some people, surprising or not, there is people that own just the Vita. So, there's people that would buy it if it was available in the store. Definitely.
So look on adding that to the store, Sony, as well as we would need a menu to be able to change those too.
And who knows, maybe this is coming because the themes, they'll be like, all right, well, let's just add avatars as well. They just haven't announced it. So
they should just add everything that's on all the other consoles.
Yeah. Exactly.
Twitch streaming, share button. the whole kit and caboodle.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that was what happened at TGS pre-show for Sony Computer Entertainment in Japan and Asia. And there's a lot of games there that I'm looking forward to, whether they make it over here or not. There's some things that I'll definitely be buying either way. But yeah, it looks like there's a lot that we can hope for to make the crossover here to the West, and lots of big name titles and announcements. So the Vita is not dead.
Yeah.
People who say that are kidding yourselves. Anyway, I think that's pretty much all for what we had to talk about regarding PAX Prime and the TGS pre-show, unless you have something to add, Tyler.
No, I think I'm good.
All right, so let's kick it on to our last little segment here. And our last little segment here has to do with the podcast number. So as Tyler stated at the start of the podcast, this is podcast number 40. We have made it to 40, which is pretty good. That's like 4/5 of a year worth of podcasts. So not bad at all. And we wanted to kind of talk about our favorite moments. So being that I introduced it, I'm going to kick it to Tyler and make him talk about his first.
Oh, dear Lord. All right, well, this was earlier in our show, but it was kind of a long episode, and it was my fault, but it was kind of hilarious when I kept changing my avatar to different things and I was distracting certain people. It was kind of bad, but I was having some fun with it, and looking back, it was pretty silly. So if you haven't, I think it's called Ben Loves My Avatars. I think that's the episode name, but yeah, that was goofy. What about you, Kyle?
Oh, there's so many, Tyler. Most of them involve you and messing up your pronunciation of Japanese names and or the names of people or stuff from other regions. So yeah, that's you'll notice a lot of the time I don't laugh on the podcast when that kind of stuff happens. That's because I'm on mute and I'm laughing so loud that if I wasn't on mute, it would go over what Tyler's saying. So yeah, a lot of the time I'm just sitting here on mute laughing at Tyler. And Brian, back when he used to do them as well, that was pretty hilarious.
Yeah, what was the one he tried to say? Yggdrasil or something like that?
Yggdrasil. He tried to say Yggdrasil, and he could not say it. I can't even say it wrong to the way he said it wrong. It was so wrong. But anyway, so those are some of my favorite moments, all the little funny things, and stuff that you guys really don't see, like our little bloopers and stuff that we talk about before we actually start the cast. Sometimes it's pretty funny. So I really enjoy, the couple minutes that I get to talk to the guys or whoever's on and stuff like that. And other than that, I think our most favorite episode, I think, that we had was the episode where we had Tom Jones from the Killzone Mercenary Project on the Vita cast. So I thought that was really awesome. And speaking of guests, we're going to have to look into that more, especially now that we've crossed number 40 and we're getting middle-aged as a podcast. So yeah, look forward to hopefully seeing some guests and other people who you might recognize from the community on the Vita cast soon.
Yeah. Hey, and with that Tom Jones interview, we kind of broke the DLC news. Like, he didn't announce it officially, but he teased it, so...
Yeah, that was nice as well. It's nice to get those little exclusives, even if they're not necessarily exclusives, you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, and we've had some other good people, too, like, of course I forget her name right when I start to say it. Oh, Bobby from Zen Studios. She was pretty entertaining. She was talking about Castle Storm.
Castle Storm, yeah. And Zen Pinball.
That was a pretty good one, too.
That was a good one.
We've had some really good people on here, so like I was saying, we need to get some more, so look out for more people as soon as possible.
Definitely.
And you should let us know what your favorite moment is. Send us an email, podcast@thevitalounge.net. Let us know what you thought was funny, silly, and just...
because we don't have any listener mail this week, so you're going to have to fill us up next week with a ton of listener mail about your favorite podcast moments. And or who would you like to see on the VitaCast? So maybe give us some recommendations and people, and we'll see what we can do.
Yeah. Well, let's do it. Yuki says episode 100 will get Shuhei Yoshida. Yeah, we'll try.
Yeah, we'll definitely try.
Very doubtful, but we'll try.
Hopefully we make it to 100, Tyler.
Yeah, we'll make it.
There you go. Positive attitude.
All right.
So kicking past the listener mail, I think, and we go right to Tyler, who has a game recommendation. So recommend us a game right now, Tyler. No delays or excuses.
Okay, it's cheating. It's a game we've already recommended, but I think people need to get it. All right. So my game recommendation for this week is free on Plus right now. It's PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale. I'm sure we've already mentioned it. So yeah, but this game is free if you have Plus, so you should definitely go grab it. We've had a blast playing lounge play of it, and Kyle and I need to get back into it and do some more lounge plays of it. And now that it's free, more people should have it, so there should be more people that can join the fun. So, yeah, I'm gonna beat Kyle up.
This isn't like when we started, Tyler. It isn't you as Cat with me and no experience. I can say now.
Yeah, we'll see.
Not only that, I found a character that will counter your character's abilities.
Oh, really? Who's that?
I'm not telling you. I'm just going to bust them out next time we play.
All right, challenge accepted.
There you go. So look forward to that on a future lounge play, guys.
Yeah.
And speaking of game recommendations, I know this is kind of cheating because I'm jumping in, and I know I've recommended this before as well, but you need to buy Danganronpa. So Danganronpa 2 is coming out this week, either today in North America or Friday, I believe, in Europe. And you need to play the first one before you play the second one, and there's no excuse not to have played this game by now if you have a Vita, because it's one of the best, and there you go. So go buy it.
2 games for you to grab. One's free, one you need to buy. And both are great.
And if you want to punish yourself, Yuki says go buy Angry Birds.
Maybe get it on your phone, because it's free.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with that one, even though I have the game.
Yeah. But, yeah. So 2 awesome games. One
game.
Okay. All right, I think we're out of here.
We are.
All right, so like usual, you can find all those stories we talked about on the VitaLounge.net, so go to the site, check them out. We're all on Twitter, at the Vita Lounge. I'm at Mr. PS Vita Reviews. Kyle's at Teflon Tactics. Yuki's at Yuki_WR. We're on Facebook, just search the Vita Lounge. Also on YouTube, I posted up my PAX impressions and some videos of me playing these games and whatnot on the site, or on the Vita Lounge and on the site. So just search Lounge Play. It's youtube.com/Lounge Play. We also do Lounge Plays. I post the podcast as well. So join our Lounge Plays on Saturdays at 1 Pacific time. Yeah, we have a lot of fun with that. So if you don't know what that is, go figure it out, because it's awesome. And we fight you guys. So join the games. We play Killzone a lot. But when Freedom Wars comes out, we're going to be playing the crap out of that. Right, Kyle?
Yes, and we also got some new games recently, so we've expanded our repertoire of Lounge Play games, and we'll be playing some different stuff.
Yeah, so maybe Killzone will be off, take a break for a week, and we'll play maybe some Soul Sacrifice Delta, maybe Dragon's Crown or something. I don't know, we'll figure something out, because there's so many games, and our list is growing, so this is great.
Definitely.
Also, join the forum, the VitaLounge.net/forum. Sign up, join the conversation, introduce yourself, talk about the Vita, talk about the games, talk about random stuff. So yeah, we're also on iTunes. Go subscribe to us, rate us, let us know how we're doing. And yeah, that's our episode. So enjoy all the games. There's like 6 new games. There's something you have to play.
Yeah, if you can't find something to play today on Vita, you don't need a Vita. Give a Vita to some kid walking down the street, and then he'll fill it with games, because you obviously don't like games.
Yes. We're out of here.
We're out of here.
Bye.
Later.